Welcome to Dirty, get over, why are you so far away? Hello. Welcome to Dirty Mind. My name is Dirt. I'm a pig. I'm talking to you. You're hearing my voice. This is a podcast where we talk about all of the topics of the podcast, whatever the topic is. That's what we talk about. First and foremost, it's time for our ever so elegant and popular segment, Old News.
I got nothing new for you.
Today's old news is Minecraft is getting an update, 1.8. You heard that right. It's basically 1.7, but it's a single 0.1 larger than the previous update. So it's 1.8. So what are we looking forward to for this update? Oh, I'm glad you asked. They're going to be adding diorite, andesite, granite, and my favorite, coarse dirt, which is like normal dirt, except for it is very blunt and to the point and just doesn't sugarcoat anything. Coarse dirt is really just, it gets you right to your core. It just sinks into your bones and hugs on like a sloth that has separation anxiety. This is what I'm talking about. But there's also not just the coarse dirt. I know some peeps are not super thrilled about a new type of dirt because everyone knows original dirt is always the best. But diorite, andesite, and granite seem like, it might be kind of cool because what do we have right now? We've got stone, cobblestone. So, yeah, andesite, I don't know. Andesite seems okay. Diorite, though, it's got a little more of a light speck. So it's almost what you can imagine, like the birch tree is a little lighter than the oak tree. That's how I would describe diorite. It's like the stone, but it's a little bit lighter, as if someone put a flashlight over it and then whacked it over the head with chalk. Both of those things together. Now, granite is what I'm a little more concerned about because it looks so much like clay. And I don't know, I want that separation. I want to know what I'm buying. If it looks too much like clay or like dirt, then I don't want to be fooled once I go to the checkout line. And of course, it's only the self-checkout where I'm forced to become an employee technically and temporarily. And then what? And then what? It doesn't even. Thank you for listening to the old news segment. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about Minecraft Dungeons. So I tried Minecraft Dungeons for the first time very recently, and I enjoyed myself. It was odd. It was weird. It was as if life wasn't some gigantic burden. It was okay for a while. So I played with my beloved Flower. For those who don't know, Flower is my beloved. Anyway, we played Minecraft Dungeons on the PS4 because I got it free. Not the PS4. Minecraft Dungeons, I got that free 2021, 2022. And I never tried it because I think that's sort of an obligation when you have a PlayStation subscription. You gotta download at least 80% of the free games that they give you every month, and then don't play any of them. Just put it in your library, forget about it, and go about your daily business. But Minecraft Dungeons, I was feeling like Flower and I needed a different game to be able to enjoy together, a nice split-screen game. And Flower is not super into having to control the camera with the right stick. She likes to just be able to just move around and focus on whatever she's doing without having to also aim They'd get all fancy with the double stick movement wiggles, and I respect that. So Minecraft Dungeon seemed pretty perfect. I looked at one video and I watched it for 11 seconds and I was sold. What I think grasped onto my brainstem and my heartstrings quickly was the fact that there's just these nice little bite-sized nuggets of levels. It's not too overwhelming. You get to choose wherever you want to go, and you press the button to go, and then. Sorry, I had some shepherd's pie earlier. And then you just do it, whatever it is. Now, at the moment, I haven't played very long, maybe 3, 4 to 5 hours, somewhere in that vicinity. It seems like there's not a ton to do. Like I'm moving around the map to select the levels, and I'm like, is this it? We got the swamp and the desert and the not swamp and the not desert, and then another one, and then maybe some more that I haven't unlocked yet. But some are like hidden behind the DLC paywall. It's like, I already didn't pay for the game, and now you're going to make me have to pay for more? Come on, that's unfair. So I'm hoping that there's going to end up being more than it initially looked like. But even still, it's quite engaging the way that it reworks Minecraft as a system, because as we all know, when it comes to Minecraft, you got your inventory. It's classic. Everybody knows about it. And you add with it, and then to have it. So in Minecraft Dungeons, instead, you've got the inventory, which is sort of limited, but it's all about the powers that you got at the moment, your armor, your bow, etc., your main weapon. And then you've got a storage chest, only one. And when you have multiple characters, only one of them can access the inventory at a time, and you have your own isolated inventory, so you can hide things from your significant other or partner, however it ends up being. So what I like to do is I like to get just a little bit of ice cream, just a little sample of White Christmas or cookies and creme, and just hide that away there. I would appreciate it if nobody told Flower about it, because it took me a long time to be able to fit all of the ice cream into the inventory without her noticing. So yeah, the inventory is pretty cool. And hold on, Flower's texting me. Yes, that was the answer to her question. The question, of course, was, am I the prettiest penguin in all the world? She asks me all the time because she forgets. We don't have a whole lot of mirrors in our casa. Otherwise, she would know the answer is absolutely honey bunches of oats. But when you're actually playing the game, it's got sort of an isometric view. And I am not always into that. Unlike Flower, I love to be able to move the camera around because I feel like I'm controlling what I see. But when you have the isometric view, or in general, you're not able to control the camera, what it does is obviously you've got the performance increase because you only have a smaller window of things that's going to be shown to you at any given time. Just like most 2D platformers, the performance boost is great. But beyond that, it's only allowing you to see what it wants you to see, and from only one perspective. And that sort of makes me mad. Because it's like, what if I don't want to see that? What if I only want to see the boots on my feet, and I only want to look at one wall or a palm leaf? like, if I want those things, why can't I have those things? But I guess that's what normal Minecraft is there for. And in dungeons, it seems like it's all, for the most part, well laid out so that you don't need to be able to move the camera to see things, although there have been a few instances where I was tucked around a bend and I couldn't see what was happening, and then all of a sudden I was dead, which is undesirable, I have been told. But we all survived, so to speak. Now, I would love to keep talking about this, but I gotta jump to our other segment. We have just such a great sponsor today. Wait till you hear their story. Take it away. Drones are pretty cool. They're super neat because they can fly. But haven't you ever wanted to use them for transporting things? Now, a lot of drones are not super strong. They can't hardly even lift up a maple leaf. But these drones are the best of drones. They're called Doggy drones. Now, what are Doggy drones for? They're for transporting doggies. Obviously. Why did I need to explain? It's right in the name. It's so incredibly... I don't know why I have to explain this every time. You get the dog, you attach the dog to the drone, and then you lift up the dog in the air with the drone. It's called Doggy drones. We did so much research on the markets, and everyone... They think, well, hold on, do the dogs operate the drones? No, the dogs don't operate the drones. You think the dogs are you think we're gonna give that kind of technology to the dogs? Have you ever seen a pug try to breathe? We're not giving them a controller to control a drone with 4 blades on the top. No. You think the worst case scenario, they're just gonna mow the grass a little bit and then fly into a tree? Nah. You don't know dogs. You don't know dogs the way that I know dogs, okay? They're ruthless. They have no regard for anyone. Have you seen my cousin? He's got a dog. I rest my case. So anyway, Doggy drones, they're the best solution for transporting lightweight animals in unregulated airspace. Give them a try today. If you go to our website, doggydrones.doggydrones/ and then / immediately, doggydrones/doggydroneswebsite.com. I think. I'm not looking at the actual URL right now. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I can't reach it. It's kind of far. My handwriting is also not that great. It's also technically not handwriting, it's hoof writing, which in general is a lot worse than handwriting because y'all got your thumbs and all that, and that's fine. I'm not angry, but no one really makes pens specialized for hooves. Maybe one day, that's a good business idea. I should think about that. I should stop doing doggy drones because I haven't actually sold any or got any inquiries whatsoever. So visit our website and try Doggy drones. You can get a 22% discount if you type in the code DOG, D-O-G. Dog, D-O-G. That's the code. All right, thank you. Wasn't that just enlightening? I know, for one, I am going to give Doggy drones a try at some point pretty soon. They seem like it's a quality business venture. I can't wait to give that a try. Okay, so where were we? Minecraft Dungeons. So speaking of Minecraft Dungeons, the thing that I enjoy, but also it makes me irritated, is the knowledge that there's all these great mechanics And yet, it still seems like the potential, the possibilities are squished. They're hindered. There's so much more room for expansion. And I can just see it now. Like, sorry, excuse me, I had shepherd's pie earlier. Like, I can just see it now. You've got just the exactly as it is, the Minecraft Dungeons core components, the movement, the weapons, everything. But switch it up. Like, you've got the tower, and that's cool, where it's like the survival thing. You go up in the floors and you try and make it to the end. That's great. But I feel like there's so many other ways you could go about it. You could add strategy to the mix, like a tower defense. You could do just survival where you only have one little area that you can stay in, or something where you can really mess with the settings and have just an inordinate amount of enemies, or make it more adventurous, or more goodlier than it currently is. I'm not saying that it's not goodly, but it could be more goodly depending on what your pleasure is. So it just seems to me like all these game developers, they have phenomenal resources, and they're able to make games that are just so smooth and so pretty. And it's one thing to operate nice and buttery, but to operate nice and buttery while also being shiny. Goodness, what a combo. So, I don't know. It just always feels like, to me, like they spent too much time on the marketing, or too much money on the marketing, and too much time on I don't know, the graphics. I'm good with simple graphics. Give it to me nice and simple, and then it makes the performance better. I just want the gameplay. I just want the gameplay. That's all I care about. One day, everything will be okay. That's what I tell myself. I hop in the tub. I don't usually turn it on because I'm afraid of water on Thursdays, but I'll hop in the tub and I'll just think about life, and I'll think one day it's going to be okay. All of everything. It's going to be more okay than it currently is, and it's going to be more okay than it could be even. And get out of here, right? For it to be more okay than it currently is, well, that's one thing. But to be even more okay than it could be? Like, I've got an imagination on me. I know no one really knows about this because I don't talk about it, but I have an imagination, and I'm able to think of a lot of things. Ready? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do a live example, a live demonstration of my ability to think of things. All right, here we go. Give me a topic. Okay, elephants. All right, so let's take elephants. And we're going to do something that no one's ever done with elephants in the Imagisphere before. All right, we're going to make these elephants work for the government. All right, but it's not going to be a fancy job. They're not going to Congress. There's no way they'd fit in those seats. Come on. No, they're just going to be bodyguards, Secret Service style. And they're going to have that nice little earpiece where that's where they listen to their commander giving them all the orders, saying, hey Robert, can you get me a chai tea latte, please? And if they ask light ice, and when I say light ice, I mean like 3 cubes max. All right, if there's any more than that, it's just a ripoff. Okay, thank you, Robert. So yeah, they got those earpieces, and it's got that nice coil going down to wherever it connects. I don't know why they got that coil. What's up with that? Just so that it can stretch more? But it looks so silly. You would think it'd be wireless. Well, of course, if it was wireless, then they'd be able to intercept it, because it's actually pretty easy to intercept wireless signals. Not that I would know about it for nefarious purposes. I wouldn't know about it. In fact, I don't know about it. It's just speculation. It's not even speculation. It's just something I heard on the bus. Okay? So I don't know nothing, and I'm not saying nothing until my lawyer gets here. So anyway, we got these elephants working for the government, and that's just, I mean, come on. That's case in point. I have imaginations. So anyhow, as I was saying, with imagination, you can think of a lot of things, and you can think of a world that is so much more of good than it currently is. Like, just imagine for a moment. This one's going to be challenging, but let's see if we can put this to the test. You've got the world as you know it now, society as we all have come to accept as it exists. Only, get ready for this, having debt is not good. Like, think about that for a moment. What if everyone told you early on, debt is not good. Don't have the debt. And they made it very explicitly clear early on as you were becoming an adult or whatever. And they didn't make it seem like everybody and their mother needed to get into debt to alter a specific number of a thing that makes no sense, and to make that number larger. Because who cares? Who cares? Wouldn't that be nice? Just be honest with us. It's not good long term. I don't need a random number to be good when I don't even know what that number does. I'm talking about credit for all those who weren't sure. And yes, in case you were wondering, it took me that long to actually remember what it was called, because I was thinking for the longest time, debit, Deborah, Debbie, snow cone. And then it came to me, credit, found it. That's how it works sometimes. Every now and again, you have to go through some mental gymnastics to be able to find words. That's something that I have discovered about myself. I don't know why, but I think about skiing, not down a mountain, but down a river. And it's like, this shouldn't happen, and yet it is. And you're going around and you're trying to stay on the water, and also you don't want to be doing it because you shouldn't, and the physics of it doesn't quite line up, and you're dodging all of the rocks, and everyone's throwing acorns at you, and every now and then somebody holds out some almonds and says, "Hey, you want some almonds?" And you're like, I haven't really liked almonds in the past, but maybe I should give it a shot, because it's been a few years since I tried a good almond. And then you reach out to get the almond and they say, "Oh, sorry, just kidding. You're not allowed to have these almonds." And you're like, curses, gee dang it. So that's what I imagine my brain to be like if I were to visualize it, which I was and did just now. That is sort of, it's probably a pretty accurate description of all the neurons and everything firing as they create a thought and a new memory. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it does. That's how it goes. It's how it was. Speaking of poetry, if it's okay with y'all, I'd like to read a poem, and it's called "The Way of the Monday." We urgently need to figure out this situation. We urgently need to have a better work station. Huh? It rhymed. Oh, the rest of it is cut off. Darn it. I'm pretty sure it was really good too. Man. It was such a good poem because it was about corporate America and it had something to say. like it actually had a pretty significant message. Man, I don't know where. I don't know what. I don't think I'll be able to find it again. Because I followed this. I follow this like this Snapchat of this poet, and he always posts these little bits of poetry, but then deletes them. I can't see him again. And it really stinks because I love poetry, because it's always so good. Like with a lot of art forms, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You have that range. But with poetry, all poetry is good. It's like a requirement. Like it can't be considered poetry if it's not good. It's just called a dumb short story. But all poetry is good. That's why I love it so much, and that's why I devoted my life to it. Golly. Well, I think it's time for today's lucky color. Today's lucky color is Skobeloff. You heard that right, Skobeloff. It's a real color. It's like a deep teal. Yeah. If for anyone who wants to know, the hex code is 007474. Pretty easy to remember. I like it. I think what it makes me feel, it makes me feel like everything is dark and cold, but okay at the same time. Dark and cold, but all right. Like we're not going to live much longer, but it's going to be pretty the way that we're going to go out. Like, well, death is around the corner, but hey, it's better than the sun burning out or something. I don't know if I like this color anymore. Actually, I just looked at the name of it again. Skobeloff. Skobeloff. I like it again. Yeah, it's a pretty good color. Okay, I know this podcast is a little shorter than some of the other ones have been, but I felt like everybody just needs to be able to get back to normal life a little sooner, because the thing that we don't need in our life is distractions, right? Because everything in normal life is good and brilliant. And you don't want to miss out. The last thing we want is distractions from everyday situations, like our debt. We got to pay attention to that all the time. We can never forget. That's why it rhymes. So just keep this in mind. It takes starting something to acquire motivation to keep doing something. I heard a psychologist talk about that. I still don't like it, and I disagree with it fundamentally, not from a logical standpoint, because, yeah, it makes sense. Once you start doing something, then you can get motivated, and then you can keep going. But I disagree from a perspective of, like, divine creation. If there's a divine creation in terms of our own psychology, and then someone or something said, yeah, let's make it so they can't get motivated to do something until they had already started doing it. That seems like a good idea. Yeah, that aspect? No, I got some notes. Just point me to the suggestions box, please, and thank you. Thank you all for listening and being here and enjoying our talk about... Goodness, what did we talk about? Minecraft Dungeons. That's right. A real deep dive into Minecraft Dungeons. We stayed on topic the whole time. Thank you for everything. And if you have any questions about any of the discussion points, I don't want to know. All right, love you.